are, and this is Good Morning Gautier High. In some way. On the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Isaac touched down on the Gulf Coast, bringing 75 miles per hour winds and severe flooding along the coast. Because of our extended vacation with Isaac, the Pascagoula School District has got off fall break in the first 2 days of Thanksgiving break. And now to current events. In a speech on September 5th, First Lady Michelle Obama talked about her and President Barack Obama personal stories to millions of people in Charlotte, North Carolina. She discussed how the struggles they endured in childhood, but how they were provided with lots of love, guidance, and support. With this speech, she gave millions of people hope. Will this speech change history? Now, let's go to Janae to hear about some of the trips that students took this summer.
This week I interviewed 3 students on where they went on trips this summer.
I went to the University of Mississippi, also known as Ole Miss, for a month to take 3 classes through the Ole Miss Summer College program. At Ole Miss, I had a very welcoming feel. Everybody was nice to me. Nobody was better than anybody else.
This summer, I went to 2 very interesting places. One of them was Washington, D.C. My favorite museum that we saw would probably have to be a tie between the United Memorial Holocaust Museum and the Newseum, which is the history of news. That was a very interesting museum. One thing that does stand out in mind, and going to Georgetown Cupcakes, that was so cool. There's a TV show called it's on TLC. It's called DC Cupcakes, I believe, and it was really cool to see a place where they're making a TV show of and eating their cupcakes. It was really good.
How is it different from Mississippi?
And I like that there's always something to do in Washington, D.C. and something free. There's always something free you can do in Washington, D.C.
I went to San Diego, California.
Why did you go there?
I went there for a science and technology, engineering, and mathematics RTC camp.
Did you go to any famous landmarks?
Yes, I went to San Diego University, that's why I actually stayed there, and it was a beautiful campus.
This is Janae Stanford reporting for Good Morning Gautier High School.
Thanks, Janae. Now, let's go to Shelby with an interview with Miss Rushing.
Thanks, Alicia. Many of you know Miss India Rushing. This is her 2nd year at Gautier High School. This year, she's transitioning from teaching Spanish 1 to teaching English Language Learner students, or ELL. ELL is a program that teaches students to read and write in English for students whose native language isn't English. Let's take a look at my interview with Mrs. Rushing.
Students who do not speak English as a first language to learn English, and learner students have to take the same state test and are required to do take the same classes as regular students, so sometimes they need a little bit of extra help to push them through. Teachers send me their lesson plans and I look through them and figure out ways in which I could help the ELL students with the work.
Okay, and what prompted your change from Spanish 1 to ELL?
I've always been interested in doing ELL, and my mother, who now works here, has a master's degree in teaching English as a second language, and maybe that inspired me a little bit to become an ELL teacher.
So how is working with ELL students different from just teaching a regular Spanish 1 class?
Teaching Spanish 1 was interesting, but teaching ELL, I have more one-on-one time with students. I tagged along with Miss Sydney Carroll Murphy and Miss Vera last year towards the end of the year, and I learned a lot from them and how they ran the program. Miss Sydney Carroll introduced me to everyone that I needed to know here. She made the process a lot easier.
Would you say that you use your Spanish skills more as an ELL teacher, or you're in more contact with the language than you were in a traditional classroom setting?
I think so, because I'm used a lot more in school as a translator with the students' parents, making home contacts to their parents for other teachers who don't speak Spanish. And if anyone's in the office that doesn't speak Spanish, I'm pulled to talk to them, which I love, using my Spanish all the time.
And what do you hope to bring to the ELL class or program?
I think that it has everything that it needs now, but I just hope to keep bringing new ideas, new technologies to the students, and incorporating whatever I know to help them with their classes.
Currently, 10% of all students in the Pascagoula School District are Hispanic. In addition to teaching students to read and write in English, the ELL program provides diversity within Gautier High School. The newly formed Cultural Diversity Committee strives to embrace the differences and contributions of all races and ethnicities. Stay tuned in the coming weeks as we feature some of Gautier High School's culturally diverse students.
Now, let's take a look into Tanner's piece on the Lady Gators soccer team and their 2 new coaches.
The Gautier Lady Gators soccer team has officially began their 2012 training season, and with 2 new key members. Ms. Bullock and Mr. Moniz are the 2012-2013 coaches for the Lady Gators, and the team is taking well to them so far.
I really like the coaches this year. They're working us hard. We're doing a lot of fitness, so that's a plus. They're filling in some big shoes, so I think they're doing a great job.
Head coach Bullock is used to the pressures that come along with being a coach and is excited for this season.
Southwest Mississippi Community College, where I founded and started the women's soccer program there for 5 years. Since school started, we have had team practice where most everybody has been out here. All the girls have been evaluated by myself and coach. And I mean, I'm really excited for this season and what it's going to bring. We have a lot of talent out here and a ton of abilities.
Although the soccer team didn't make it to playoffs last year, co-captain Laura Freeman sees a bright future for the team this season.
My expectations are to beat Pascagoula, win district, and go to state and win, and to work hard all year long.
The Lady Gators are going to continue working hard with their new coaches and conquer the field this season. On girls soccer, Tanner Crabtree, Gautier High School.
Thanks, Tanner. So, I'm sure everyone knows Gautier High School's second game was played at the Outdoor Field High School. The Gators played hard, but the first half was strong defense. Some key players were DJ Bush and Jamal Holloway, while Xavier Johnson played double duty, playing both offense and defense. And now we close with a slideshow of our National Teal Day in honor of Miss Jana Wamsley, our former Gautier High School history teacher who passed away last year with ovarian cancer.